You hear that? That's the awkward silence of a family dinner after you just got caught vaping. Most vapes contain high levels of nicotine and disappointment. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode on the TMossBoss show. Why I feel like the introduction is different. Hold on. Let me do this again because it just didn't come off right. Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode on the TMossBoss show. I don't know. I feel like something's missing. I don't know. I might have to change up the introduction to the show one of these days. But anyways, what I wanted to talk on is this post I seen on Instagram, and it kind of like, I don't think it's going to overall work out as well because I don't know, like, if you're on Xbox, I feel like that, you should be okay. But if you're on PlayStation, I think PlayStation is the one that do be recording party chats and all that stuff. But I don't think Xbox does, and I don't think like anybody else. Like, if you're typing that stuff, then yeah, okay, then you're gonna be in trouble. But that's the thing. Like, I don't know how that overall works. All right, but anyways, so I seen this post on Instagram. Shout out to Diamond's Live News because he always be posting about different stuff. But anyways, it was this post where I guess in Japan you could get jail time for insulting somebody during a video game like session and stuff, like a gaming session. So you could be playing Call of Duty, teammate is not playing so good, you call them a bad teammate. If they take that as an insult, fam, you could get some jail time for that. Or maybe something like a little bit more serious, like you say something like racist or derogatory, like something like crazy. But yeah, I'm like, I seen that, I'm like, fam, how do you know? Because I'm like, I guess it's good. Because, I mean, there's people out there that do kind of take it to the, just too far. But at the same time, I just feel like that's not something to overall, like, report. Like, I don't know. Like, I know everybody handles things differently. But I'm just saying, for me at least, like, if I'm playing a video game, and regardless of whether I'm good or bad, but if I'm playing a video game and I make a person mad, that is content for me and YouTube. Why would I report that person to jail when I want to make it my all-time duty, okay, to make this person upset? That's all that because I'm like, my thing is this. Do you think, now talking to the people out there that know that they will overall, like, use this to their advantage, like, oh, in case somebody, insults them, they're like, okay, well, good. Like, I'm going to get these people arrested. So, what do you think would be better? You making money off of the situation? Because I'm saying everybody loves a good rage video on YouTube. I'm saying rage videos will never go out of style on YouTube. Like, I feel like now we more focused on the gamers themselves raging rather than causing somebody else to rage. But still though, like, video game rage is the best rage of all time. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, I wish I would have had, like, videos of me when I was, like, growing up and stuff, playing video games and legit screaming, crying, stumping out video games, stumping out PlayStation 2s. What other things was I doing and stuff? Throwing controllers. Oh my goodness, man, I'm telling you, like, gaming was crazy back when I was a kid. So that's why it kind of just, hold on, because I need to turn my TV off, or not so much as turn it off, but switch to something else, because they're showing that movie The Water Boy, and I'm like, they just, they show scenes that's kind of like, just distracting. So I'm like, I need to turn the channel, because I'm like, I can't overall have all this different stuff, playing, distracting me and things. But anyways, but no, I'm like, why would y'all report that? Like, I guess, like, yeah, you could, like, make some money off of it, like, right then and there, and then report it afterwards. But I'm like, just with me, I'm like, it just doesn't even seem like something that's worth reporting, because it's happened so much. And I feel like when you do get into gaming, you should overall know the environment that you're going to be putting yourselves into. Like, the gaming world is just as worse as the real world. If you sit down and think about it, like, yeah, there would be people out there that'll walk up to your face and say some crazy and racist things to you, and guess what? That person's either high off of drugs or they're drunk out of their mind. One of the two. But there is people on, like, Call of Duty lobbies, what other lobbies? There's so many different games out there. There are people that are just plain old sober, and they still will call you out your name. Just for it, like, and I'm like, fam, I'm telling you, like, it's to me, it's just crazy on how people overall act. I'm like, well, maybe, like, you know, the real world and the, you know, gaming world. I feel like the real world, you know, you could get killed in the real world fooling around with somebody. But in, like, Call of Duty or any other game, like, you know, that you don't really, you could get killed in the video, in game. But other than that, like, but no, like, I'm saying, like, people are just a different person in the gaming world. So that's why I'm like, fam, this is showing a person's true colors, you know? So I guess, like, in a way, it can be, you know, good and stuff to really, but I'm like, man, I don't even know. Like, if there was ever a time where, you know, a cop were to knock on my door because I got mad at somebody the night before and things like that, to me, because I'm like, that ain't even gonna really, like, make me change. That's just gonna make me more angrier. You know, I feel like that's what's gonna overall happen with these gamers and stuff. Yeah, there might be some that will learn their lesson. My thing is this. This is what I do. And this is talking to the people out there that are, like, scared because I'm like, well, I play video games. I yell and I get mad at people. I'll sometimes insult them. I don't want to be in Japan and get no jail time for no stuff like that. So this is what you do, okay? Unplug your microphone and don't talk to nobody. Start up a party, put it on invite only so no random people will be joining, and just have it where you can't hear nothing that person is saying. There might be other ways to be around that. But yeah, I'm like, nah, because that to me, I'm like, that's something where I'm like, you know, if I'm in jail, you know, because I feel like there's going to be people in jail where they're like, oh, what are you in jail for? I'm like, oh, murder. What are you in jail for? Bank robbery. What are you in jail for? Grand Theft Auto. But they're like, oh, really? No, the video game, Grand Theft Auto. Like, I was playing it and I got mad at some people and cussed them out and they called the cops and I got arrested. They're gonna be like, whoa, wait a minute, which Grand Theft Auto? I'm like, 5. They're like, how do you gonna get the cops called on the, now I'm like, and then, you know, you sitting there talking, you like conversing. So I guess it probably would be good, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, me personally, I wouldn't want to be in jail because I ain't yelled at some people in Grand Theft Auto. So that's why I'm like, me personally, I think that that's like a, you know, something that, like, not even so much, I'm like, if Japan wants to have that rule, they very well can. I ain't got no say-so in what goes on in Japan. But I'm just saying, me personally, I'm like, I wouldn't call the cops on nobody that did some stuff like that. Unless they're, like, threatening me. Like, they're, like, they know where I live, and they're like, I'm gonna come to your house and cause, like, some physical harm to you. Then, okay, then I will call the cops. Like, if that person knows where I live and stuff. But other than that, if I don't know this person lives, like, all the way somewhere, or more so, like, so if they're in that area of Japan, because I'm like, that's the thing, I don't think they understand, like, how big the gaming world is. So do you really think somebody from the United States is gonna call the cops from somebody in Japan and be like, oh, there's a guy in your big old giant country that's over there insulting people? Do you really think they got the time to be doing all of that? No. I'm like, that's doing too much. And if I was a cop, I'm like, no, I ain't gonna go and travel all the way out throughout Japan trying to figure out who was out there insulting people on a video game. I'm like, that's doing too much. I'm like, you guys gotta understand, I'm one of them type of people that you would call lazy, and I ain't gonna be no cop out there trying to figure out who was saying what, who was doing what, and I'm like, nah, I ain't got the time for all that. So I just think eventually that crime is going to just get looked over, because people ain't gonna want to, cops definitely ain't gonna want to go out and be trying to arrest the whole world or the whole area of Japan, because I'm like, I feel like gaming out there is pretty big. I feel like Japan, they're like on a whole new level of stuff, you know, like every time when I think of Japan, I think highly of them. So you really think they got people gonna have the time? And I'm like, what if that person is like, you really, because I'm like, okay, let's just say this, let's say it's like a serial gamer, right? Let's say like a serial insulter in the gaming world, and he's just all across Japan, like he's like the Zodiac killer, but he's just the, you know, the gaming version, and he just goes into random lobbies and be insulting people. Y'all gonna really have a whole manhunt on for this guy to figure out who he is? Because honestly, that would be some crazy stuff. Like, imagine you're serving time in jail or even in prison. You're serving time in some barred up area where they're keeping other inmates, and you're in there because you were cussing out people and insulting people in video games. Like, I honestly, though, I'm like, nah, some stuff like that, I'm like, they just going around, and then they have, like, some whole manhunt. Because the crazy thing about it, it's like, it would be crazy that if, like, they was like, oh, we got to shut down the whole country of Japan because this person might try to flee the country, so we got it. That's doing way too much. Like, there's actual legitimate crimes. Like, see, that's why when I always hear, like, petty crimes, I'm like, did you guys just forget about the real crimes that be going on in this world? Like, there'll be people that'll just, you know, get randomly attacked for no reason, murders, robberies, and all these other crazy, you know, crimes that be going on like up and down the streets of anywhere. And I'm like, and you guys really gonna sit down and be like, oh, okay, this is where we gotta start off at. This is where we gotta, you know, we gotta work our way. We gotta do this. We gotta get the gamers out of the street, and then we gotta work our way up to the big crimes and stuff. That's doing that to me. I'm like, nah, that's a waste of time. Like, I personally, I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I guess I can see why, you know, they're doing it. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, there's so many other things to, you know, worry about in the world. And even in the country of Japan, and I'm like there's so many other that's when, you know, like when they're just, you know, they got literally nothing to talk about today, and then they're like, well, dang, what can we do? And they're like, well, what do you got planned? The guy was like, look, man, I don't know. I was on the track of like something about flowers, but I lost it because I didn't even write it down and type it up. I thought I can just, you know, walk in and remember, but it didn't work out. So I'm like, I don't. What do you got? And the guy is just like, man, I don't know, man. I thought we could do something with cars today. Maybe cars. The guy's like, nah, we did cars last week. Like, what can we do? We want to do something different. Like, what's the like most talked about thing in this world right now? And they all looking at you like, probably gaming, yeah, gaming and things. They're like, I got it. Now hear me out on this. This is gonna be smart, all right? And this is a good idea. How about this? We arrest people, send them to jail. Okay, hear me out. Everybody's like focusing in on him and stuff. We send them to jail for insulting people in video games. Guy just threw his arms out like he just said the most dopest thing of all time. They're all looking at each other like, that was it? Like, that was it? One guy in the back. I thought it was a good idea. I like his ideas. He always come up with good ideas and stuff. And then they're just like looking at each other like, well, you know what? We ain't got nothing for today. I'm not trying, because we argued about some stuff a couple of months ago, and I remember that argument, and that led on like past overtime. I'm not trying to go through all. So you know what, Leah? Let's just make that a law. We're just gonna make that a law today. And I was like, all right, cool. We made it. I'm like, bro, if that was the conversation, I'm like, fam, you guys gotta do better than that. Like, it to me just doesn't make any sense. Or I'm like, there's so many different things to make laws out of, but I'm like, that's not one of them. It's not. I'm like, people, my thing is this. Regardless, that I feel like even, I know, this is what I honestly think. I think that people in Japan are going to see this, and then they're going to be like, hey, yo, I want to be able to tell that girl I like, oh, why I was in, or, you know, I was in jail last week. Because I'm like, what if a guy's out there, what if one of them, like, gamer guys is talking to a girl, and she's like, oh, I like bad boys. And then he's all like, he goes and be promoting that he was in jail and stuff, or I get sent to jail all the time. Like, that's going to honestly be that person's, that would honestly be my offense. If I lived out in Japan, and they were like, oh, why you have such this long criminal record? I'm like, look at the criminal record. I'm like, just take a quick look at it. They're like insulting gaming, jaywalking. I'm like, oh no, that was, you know, that was because I wanted to walk over to this cafe because there was another crime same day and stuff. insulting. Oh, okay. So they were like, yeah, I was walking over to this gaming cafe and I jaywalked, and then they caught me. The cop, he wasn't going to say anything about it, but he figured he'll throw that charge in too, because he's like, okay, we got to add something else. We can't just arrest this man just for, like, what I'm saying. Then it's like, then I feel like, bro, it's either going to be that, there's gonna be a serial like insult, like, or a gamer and stuff that he's just going around insulting people all across Japan and things. I'm like, because I'm saying, like, to me, I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just a waste of time. Like, I don't know. Maybe there might be like some way people can explain it to me on, like, this is why they're doing that and stuff. Because if not, I'm like, fam, it's a waste of time. I really don't see what was the whole reason of doing that and stuff. But anyways, and that being said, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about this and stuff. But in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 38 YouTube channels, because I just recently created 38 YouTube channels. Or not 38 more, but I created 2 more YouTube channels. So make sure you subscribe to one of my 38 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It would knock $20 off your next purchase. Also, make sure you use my supporter creator code for Epic Games, TMossBoss. And in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.